but I'd say it's around from this point here. Well worth doing this. I can honestly feel that difference. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So something that I've wanted to address, not so much immediately when I did these seats, but as you know, this car, the mk6 Fiesta ST, if you're new to the channel, yep, these are the mk7 ST180 ST3 heated seats, and eventually I do want to get them retrimmed, but and they do looking a bit dirty at the moment. But yeah, I've got everything wired in, awesome, love the look of them, feels so much better, having heated is awesome. But one thing is, to fit these, if you can sort of see, and I'll actually pop up in the top corner a video, which is how I actually fitted these. But as you can see, there is like this, it's called an OMP seat frame, like a base. And if I just move actually the passenger seat back, so we've got this. Now, I was able to get it shaved down a little bit, but the issue is this raises the seat. And not just that, but it also looks a bit ugly as well. And the idea is I want to try and address that, hopefully today, this evening, hopefully, once after I finish work. I'm going to this metal fabricator, and funnily enough, he's actually done something similar to one of his own cars in the past, so he knows where I'm coming from. But what the plan is going to be is, instead of having the rails, which are on these kind of original sort of mounting brackets, I guess you call them, they are bolted into the frame, and then the frame is bolted to the original car. So the plan is, and when I spoke to him, all seems sort of doable, is, hopefully it comes across, as you can see, this raises up the seat by quite a lot, both front and back. You know, it's probably getting close to an inch. I'm going to do a measurement. So, first measurement I'm going to take is from the floor of the car to the bottom of the seat rail. And that looks to be approximately 3 centimetres. Seat frame at the back. And if I just remove the carpet out of the way, so straight down, that is exactly 3 inches, or around, around 8 centimetres. And a little bit of a loose measurement, but just to do a comparison, I may as well just do it from the carpet. But just looking at where I'm sat, about 33.5 to 34 centimetres. But yeah, the idea is to remove these, sort of, I guess, grind them off. So yeah, next clip is, hopefully I'm going to try and capture what I can, so we can see the progress of how these go. So first thing was, we needed to get the seats out, obviously. So we're removing the 4 bolts that held the seat down into the base of the car. And then I disconnected the 2 plugs from the heated seats. Once out, what we did is remove the old OMP frame, and just sort of had a bit of a discussion on how we're gonna go about doing this. First thing was to remove the old mounts that stuck out from the bottom of the rails. Then onto the rear ones, which were a pain. They were really, really hard to remove. So I've done this shot just to show you what the rails looked like before with the old mounts against the new ones where they'd been removed. So now we were measuring up how we're going to bolt, or where we're going to bolt, the original rails onto the frame now that we've removed the old brackets. Then we were just trying to mount up the old frame to the new holes on the rails, just having a bit of a general discussion how to get it aligned. So now we got it all bolted up, just got to do one more. So then this is how it's sat, being mocked up with all the original bolts. but because they were too long they had to be shaved down. Ideally you want to be looking at ones about 16mm in length. I think the bolts are M10s, but now you can see how they've been shaved down and they sit really nicely. They've just got a few, I think there's 2 threads beyond the bolt, apart from the one at the back, which I'll have to replace. Then it was time to put the seat back in. Right, we are back home. It was quite a long night last night, so I appreciate the work that Simon's done for me, but we only got the passenger side done. But now we know what we're doing, we'll be able to do the driver one, hopefully a little bit easier. So I'm just going to show you it, and how much neater does that look compared to, that's basically how it used to look. So it does look quite messy. It seems a lot of work and quite drastic for something you think would be quite minimal, but no joke, have a look at this. Don't know how well it comes across, but you can see that the driver's side is higher than the passenger one. Again, it's quite hard. If I maybe come back and zoom in, not sure how well that comes across, but you can see that the driver's side is a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do now is just do a measurement. Actually, I'll just show you the back as well. So again, that's the back. Does look a hell of a lot neater than it was. It's slightly stiff moving the chair forward and backwards, so I think the rails are going to need greasing. I don't know if they might be just like ever so slightly not in a line, but yeah, there's a definite reduction in height by the looks of it. So I'm going to do some measurements now like I did before, and we'll do a comparison. So the first measurement was from the floor to the bottom of the rail, but I'd say it's around 15-16mm. Let's do a measurement at the back, and that is 6 to roughly where your legs would be, and that's looking to be 32 centimetres. 32 centimetres from this point here. And do you know what, even just sitting in it, I can tell, I can honestly feel that difference. I think it is only about 2 centimetres, or a good 2 centimetre drop, but I do feel flatter to the floor. Even just looking at the driver's seat, it actually looks a little bit higher. My shoulders, when I've got the door closed now, are actually, I think, just below the top of the door, whereas on the driver's side, as far as I remember, my shoulders are actually slightly above the door, so you feel a lot more lower and hunkered down. Yeah, I can tell that this is definitely lower than the driver's one. That's going to make such a difference. Even my legs are more straight, whereas before I was probably more like that, if that makes sense. There was quite a big gap there, whereas now that is so much more comfortable. I cannot wait to get the driver's one done now. One thing that I'm such an idiot for is if I move this back, look at what I have done. I have scraped all there. It was when I was putting the chair back and I was just rushing. It was dead late at night, you know, we'd been doing it for hours, and basically I caught the edge of this when I was putting it in. So I'm just going to get some touch up, I think it's called magnetic grey touch up to, yeah, do the hydro dipped, because that is annoying. Luckily the seat is sort of here, so as a whole you generally don't see it, so it's not too bad. So yeah, honestly can definitely say that it is well worth doing this. I mean, I got help from a metal fabricator, so thank you, Simon. If you are watching this, then you know, I really do appreciate the help with getting these seats honestly sitting like really perfect now. I mean, if that kind of comes across, you can more see now where you're sat, like your bum is sort of here, which is really nice and low. So hopefully this has helped you, because I've had a few people on Instagram ask me about if I'm going to make a tutorial on this, so hopefully I have been able to get it across on yeah, how we've actually been able to do this. So I'll leave the video there, everyone. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch it, liking the video, and if you're new to the channel, it's always great to get new subscribers as well, so really appreciate anyone that's new. Now all that's left for me to do is, once the driver's side is now done, to go out for a drive and enjoy the nice lower seating position, and hopefully it actually helps with the actual position of the steering wheel as well. I might be able to just ever so slightly lower it as well. Just by sitting in the passenger seat, I can tell it's going to transform the way the car feels when I'm driving it. So yeah, really chuffed and happy that I've done this mod. So see you all again soon. Bye.